Certainly there are the freak shows in homeschooling. I am not one to deny that. There are also the freak shows in public schools. As I lived it, I am not one to deny that either.
This family happens to, well, they're creationists. God bless them. Bless their hearts, they're creationists.
I'm one of those people that have that weird reaction when I hear the words homeschooling.
And I only hear about things because those kids are...
Hey ladies, it's Loesch with Mamalogues.com. So I have a groovy topic for you this week, homeschooling. I am a homeschooler. I was reading an article last week which discussed how there's now in the United States over 1 million kids that are being educated at home. And in 2008, a separate study was done, and it said that 45% of all Americans now know a homeschooling family. Homeschooled kids are doing just as well, in some cases if not better, than their publicly educated counterparts. And that they're socialized well, they're active in their community, so all of the academic needs are being met. Yet despite this, homeschooling is still treated with a certain amount of suspicion. A couple of months ago, I was in a department store, and it was in the afternoon on a weekday, and this strange woman came up to me, and she didn't say hi or anything else. She just said, "Why aren't your kids in school?" And I looked at her because she was all up in my business, and I'm like, "Who are you?" And she just repeated her question, "Why aren't your kids in school?" And I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go." And I answered her, "Well, because they're homeschooled." And she did one of these, wonderful, and turned around and walked off. I just don't get why homeschooling gets such a bad rap.
Did you say over 1 million children are homeschooled now? And that's a sizable number. I mean, think about this. How long has the public school system been around? Now think, how long has the concept of education, not even formal education, but just general education, been around? Do the math, people. Homeschooling's been going on since the beginning of schooling. In many parts of the world, that's the only way girls can get an education, or boys for that matter.
So I have a confession. Dana, I'm one of those people that have that weird reaction when I hear the words homeschooling. And I don't think it's so much so that I think homeschooling is bad. I just think I would be the worst teacher in the world. And so the thought of homeschooling my daughter is frightening. It's terrifying for me, and even more terrifying for her. I put people who put that energy into their kids up there with like Buddha and Mother Teresa.
The reason that we decided to homeschool is because I strongly believe that every person on earth is here with a particular talent or skill, and that our job as parents is to identify that skill and encourage it, to nurture it, so that when they leave the home, they can go out in the world and make the world a better place. That was the biggest reason, and we felt that we could accomplish that best at home.
I know that sometimes it seems strange to people because homeschooling can be an opportunity to really teach what you want your children to learn from you. The only experience I have of it is a family I know in the neighborhood. They're homeschooling, they homeschool their own children, and they're also homeschooling 4 children that they adopted from an Eastern Bloc country. And I thought that was a great idea because it would be a tremendous culture shock for them to come here anyway. But this family happens to, well, they're creationists. God bless them, bless their hearts, they're creationists. I can't get with it. I just can't.
We were the very first people in my husband's family and my side of the family to homeschool. And our families are populated with public school teachers. And they thought we were crazy at first. And then as we started dispelling the stereotypes, they realized that, yeah, you know, maybe they're not all like Carrie White's mom.
I'll give you an example of my upbringing on the small coastal town in Oregon. So here is class of 1980 kindergarten. And as you can see, everybody up here is white. And here I am in the corner, the Asian girl, and then of course on the bottom corner on the other side is Renee, the African American girl. And so we were on the bottom corners, and somehow that is reflective of or representative of my educational experience.
I think I had so many terrific, wonderful, diverse teachers, you know, from all walks of life. And some of them just had profound impacts on my life simply because it was coming from them and not from my parents.
Homeschooling is not for everybody. You do have to have patience with your kid. But it definitely doesn't work for everybody, but it does work for us. Public school, private schools, they don't work for us, but they work for some people and vice versa. It's just the whatever style your family has.
Join the Momversation at momversation.com.